Hi, thanks for sending me the bibliography. I'm adjusting in my chair, I'm not swinging. Um, and I have a few suggestions for you. Actually, I have three suggestions for you. Suggestion number one, I don't know if you, and by the way, everything is de-identified, so I can't share. It's against the University Code of Ethics and HIPAA and FERPA and protection of privacy and blah, blah, blah. So, but I have everything over and I'm on it over here. One first issue is, and if you go up to the URL, you can see what I'm typing in. This is a link that you've listed in the bibliography. One problem is that if you have this login thing, login easy proxy, that would authenticate through you and your UView network ID, and it gets really complicated. So it might be best to cut that off and then have this linked like that. Let's see what happens. Hey! So clip those out of the links if you have to have a link. Otherwise, let's see what happens when it does when I do the whole link. I'm already authenticated, so maybe it'll set me. Yeah, I'm already authenticated. So you might, if you have to do a link, that might be one way of doing it. Okay. Second thing that I wanted to mention. Let's go back to the Google. It looked like a lot of your citations looked fine, but they might be adding too much information. So for example, in one of them, you had listed the name of the database. So you never put in the name of the database. Just so like the same way that you would take out that easy proxy thing. But I wanted to show you, how do you do, on one of them you said ProQuest, that's the database. Because the article, it might be, if it's from a journal called Ethics and Information Technology, that could be accessible from many different databases. So you don't have to put the database, but what do you do? There's two things that I want to show you side by side. One, if you go to MLA Works Cited Periodicals from the Online Writing Lab at Purdue, you could just Google that. It's one of the most commonly used gauges of like what things are supposed to look like. So here it'll have like the bare minimum. And I went down, since most of these are articles in a scholarly journal, I had that there. And so you can see you don't need as much information, but you can also see, does it need to be sentence case? No, it's title case. What to italicize and things like that. But what if there was something that would get you close? Did you see in your citations you have a document object identifier in many of these? I'm going to grab one. So it's a DOI. If you see something that says HTTPS DOI, you're going to let me copy you. There is a tool, free tool, obviously, on the web, ZBib, which is part of a citation management system called Zotero. It's free. But when you go there, you see up here you can put in an ISBN. So if you have a book, a URL, I don't know if that ProQuest one would work. We should test it. Or DOI. That document object identifier looks like it's in most of your citations. If you put in the DOI, that URL, it will give you a citation. And you can choose between all these different styles. I want to show you another cool thing that you can do in this, but only in your own browser. If you do this at a library browser and then leave, it's like part of the cookies here. But you can edit this information. So if any of this is incorrect, but then when you go down to the bibliography, the MLA style is listed right here. So is that correct? You can go back and check here. So you can go back and forth as a reference. Here's the cool thing that ZBib does is you can go in and you can do any number of things. So yet that was a scholarly article. There's another one. And all of a sudden you have two articles there. And you can change the style as you go. I want to find if there was one with a book. Oh, here's a URL one. Let me see if I can grab this whole URL. I think this is the whole URL. These URLs are rather big. So let's go back and get rid of this proxy info, and let's see if it goes by the URL. My fingers are crossed. Oh, okay, so that's a bummer. But if you take, I'm going to take a chunk of that, chunk of the title, and let's try something else. Let's close this one. You can put the title of the article. If you don't have a DOI, you can put it in, well, you might not even have to put it in quote marks. So here's a part of the title from that same article. It should go out and look and see if that article shows up in an exact search so that the order of the words is the exact same. Oh, and it'll say, is this the one you were interested in? Oh, yes, it is. And then all of a sudden you have another one down there. If you wanted to save, so you can like cut and paste and export and do all sorts of stuff. But if you wanted to save these, you could go up here and make an account. And you could save it. There's also a Zotero standalone tool for managing a lot of different citations, but I don't think you need that quite yet. If you get any of these wrong, you can go and you can edit the information. And so here's all that metadata. So there's the link. If you wanted to write out the entire journal title, sometimes they do these short ones. Ethics in Information Technology. So if you wanted to do that, Information Technology. So sometimes the citation will come, I think like IEEE wants to do it that way. So let's see if it came, yeah, it changed that title. So you can go in and massage the little details of it if anything is going on. But this might help you get through what you consistently need to have. So here it doesn't have the database name. It has the DOI link. I wonder what this DOI.org crossref link is. I'm not quite sure if that's necessary. But you get the idea. You can narrow it down this way. Ooh, it also works with websites. Let me go grab I'll just cite this one. So if you just have the URL. Please select, I did not grab women's narrative bites. Did I copy that incorrectly? Your results may vary. But I think this is a great way of figuring out the style, but I think you're on track. You might just have to sort out some of the nuances and things like that. Let me know how it goes, and I'm here to help still.